Taiwan didn't plead today, it declared. Lai stood before his reservists and said, "Security has no room for compromise. Sovereignty not an ideological dispute, but the bone and blood of a nation. And if peace demands power, what happens when China decides it demands the same?" Taiwan's president just told Beijing exactly where he stands, and he's not backing down an inch. In a defiant speech to Army reservists on December 2nd, President Lai Ching-te made it crystal clear that when it comes to Taiwan's security, there's absolutely zero room for negotiation. Speaking in the northeastern county of Yilan, Lai delivered a message that rang out like a war cry.
National security allows absolutely no room for compromise. National sovereignty and the core values of freedom and democracy are the very foundation of our nation. They are not about ideological disputes. They are the common position of all the people of Taiwan.
Lai said that in the face of China's coercion and harassment, the government had to spend more on its defences and better prepare for the worst should it come to pass.
We must rely on strength in order to obtain true peace. Peace cannot be achieved merely through a piece of paper called a peace agreement, nor can it, nor will it ever be achieved by yielding to the demands of an aggressor. Even when engaging in reconciliation, we must have strong power as our backing in order to protect the overall interests of the nation. Without sufficient strength as support, so-called reconciliation will ultimately degenerate into surrender.
Lai last week announced a $40 billion supplementary defense budget to underscore Taiwan's determination to defend itself against a rising military threat from China, which claims the democratically governed island as its own territory. On December 2nd, Lai watched reservists flying drones, firing guns, throwing grenades, and applying tourniquets to comrades during training. While Taiwan has been strengthening domestic production of weapons, it still relies heavily on the United States for big-ticket items like aircraft, despite the lack of formal diplomatic ties. Meanwhile, adding to the ongoing rift between China and Japan over Taiwan, Taiwanese Foreign Minister Lin Chialong said,
"The dispute between China and Japan could drag on for a year."
In an interview on December 2nd, Lin said the tensions sparked by Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi's comments could take maybe a year to stabilise. He added that worsening the frictional issues related to Taiwan would offer little benefit to any party. Lin added in his first TV interview with foreign media since taking up the diplomatic post last year.
For Beijing, it's also not in its interest to escalate the conflict.
Responding to the statement, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian reiterated that Taiwan is a part of China, and there is no such a thing as so-called foreign minister. Lin added that the current situation in China-Japan relations is entirely caused by the erroneous Taiwan-related remarks made by Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi. He further added that Japan should abide by its political commitments to China, retract those wrong remarks, and take concrete actions to reflect on and correct its mistakes.
Should any external force dare to interfere in Taiwan Strait's affairs, it will be met with resolute response. The DPP authorities harboring sinister intentions are utterly despicable. Their attempt to rely on foreign forces to seek independence is doomed to be a dead end.
As Japan accelerates missile defense upgrades and China pushes hypersonic innovation into uncharted territory, the region edges closer to a new era of military competition defined by speed, secrecy, and strategic mistrust.